right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Sauce hour. We're starting right about now. Apologies for starting late. I welcome everybody joining, watching the replay right now. You're welcome on board. So very quickly, we're going to be analyzing the market together, doing pretty much a bit of forecast for the coming week, as we usually do. And what we'll be doing is to identify zones that price is going to actually be moving from. All right. So that's what we'll be doing. So let's give some people about a minute, 2 minutes to connect with us tonight before we kick it off. All right. So welcome on board, guys. I hope we had an amazing trading week last week. So let me share my screen so far. Just guys, give me some feedback. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear, and you can see, and you can also see me. Just type in one in the chat box, okay, so that I know that we are good to go. We're starting right now, guys. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear by typing one in the chat box. All right. So once I get a few comments, I'll just go ahead. All right. Thank you, all pips. All right. Awesome. So that means we will. So let me go ahead and just share my screen. Give me a second, guys. Okay. So let's. Last week I remember we looked at Euro USD. Let me just erase everything here. I remember that last week we looked at Euro USD, and then if you remember, we're checking it out from the daily time frame. And then what did we say was going to happen last week? Last Sunday. Hold on, give me a second. So last Sunday, based on supply and demand, we were able to realize that analyze our price was going to respond here. So last Sunday, we highlighted that price was going to respond in this zone, all right, which is a daily zone. And then indeed, price started moving here. I think it was on from Wednesday. All right. So the same thing goes for. We did the same thing for. I think same thing for GBP USD as well. And then we also looked at gold last week, and then we identified that gold was going to start responding, going down from this zone. All right, so that's the importance of joining these Sunday sessions because you know the right places to look for entries. All right, at least giving you heads up. So based on supply and demand, majorly, like I always tell you guys, the first market is highly based on supply and demand. Okay, give me a second. Is highly based on supply and demand. All right. So if you know exactly what supply and demand is, and you know how to identify those supply zones in the market, supply and demand zone in the market, you would always be on the side of the money. All right. So while I'm talking, just drop in the chat box the pairs that you want me to analyze for you this coming week, so that you know the right zones to trade in this coming week. Now, while I'm waiting for your responses, let me share my personal experience with you as regards, really trading and then staying on the chart. Now, this particular week, I discovered something amazing that I think is pretty much going to change the game for me when it comes to trading in the foreign exchange market, either in the forex market or cryptocurrency markets, right? And that discovery came from hours of um, endless trading, back testing, and really just trying out a whole lot of things. Now, in this system of smart money concept and trading supply and demand, there's a particular twist that I just discovered that pretty much I've not seen anybody do it that particular way. And for people on the mentorship platform, I'm going to be updating the library in a few days from now, and then I'll be teaching them that particular concept as well. It is a way to actually validate supply and demand zones. You know, not every supply zone or demand zone is solid. All right. So that particular concept, and then as you trade, right, and as you spend time on the charts, you would also start figuring out stuff by yourself. Some things you just begin to click, and then you say, "Oh, this is why this is happening." You begin to create a system that you know works for you. All right. Like I always tell people in the platform and people that ask question, there's no 100% strategy, right? And then even if somebody teaches you a particular strategy, the way human beings, the way we are structured, you want to add your own twist to the strategy that you learned. Because if it was easy, there are a lot of mentors in the forex industry that already have courses and coaching programs. If indeed people go through those programs and then they do as they are told, nobody will pretty much lose money. All right. But because as human beings, we are not built to follow instructions, honestly. So that's why most of us actually fail. But yeah, Up Pips is saying Nasdaq and GPUSD since emotionally would check it out. Okay. Now, long and short of what I'm saying is that you need to spend time on the chart, guys. Spend time on the charts. This is a platform that can really change your career, your finances, rather. I mean, the foreign exchange markets, right? I recommend in a week, even if you are the busiest person in the world, if you are really serious about mastering the skill sets called forex trading, in a week at least spend 3 to 4 hours on the chart. Okay, just studying. You might not necessarily be trading or looking for trades in a particular week or particular trading day, right? But spend time on the chart. And what are you doing on the chart? You are probably back testing, you are probably analyzing, like you are putting in the time. It's very, very important. You will only make money from this forex trading if you treat it as something serious. Okay, your attitude to the forex market, it's really, really matters. Okay, and then it will speak volume at the end of the day. All right. If you don't give anything attention, it is not going to make you money. All right. So we have some pairs here. So we have GBP USD, we have GBP JPY. Okay, we also check out Nasdaq, and then we also check out gold. All right. So let's start with GBP USD by Mr. Desmond. All right. So let me go back to the screen. So let's check out GBP USD real quick. So last week we already analyzed GBP USD, and then we already knew where price was gonna go. All right. So let's just analyze again. Let me remove this. All right. So the US index is still quite strong. Let's Before we go to GB, let's check out the US index real quick. I've not checked it in like a week. Uh, all right. So this is the US dollar currency index. Let's check out the strength of the dollar real quick. All right. So as you can see, the US dollar is still very much in an uptrend. All right. So price is still trending up. Price is creating higher highs. Let's check out what's going on. Let me check what's going on the monthly. Now, I was checking out this the about 2 weeks ago, and I told you that price is still going to get somewhere here. All right, that this is where the US dollar is going. So until the US dollar gets into this zone, right? We are not expecting any weakness on the dollar yet. All right, so that means the US dollar is still very much going to be strong until price gets it, because this on the monthly time frame is a strong supply zone and possibly a reversal zone as well. So until price gets here, dollars is still going very, very strong. So what it means is that on currency pairs that the US dollar is the quote currency, right? Price will continue to sell. On currency pairs that the US dollar is on the base currency, price is still going to buy pretty much. Okay, guys, give me a second. All right, guys. So I'm back. Let's go back to this. So let's go to US. So that means it's best to look for sales on GBP USD. So this is a weekly chart on GBP USD. As you can see, price is very much trending downwards. So now let's check out the daily chart. So daily is giving us this. All right. So price on the daily, price reacted from 3 month zone. All right. So price is possibly going to create a lower low. So the destination of this guy will be somewhere here. So we are still expecting price to come down into this zone. Okay, so based on our expectational order flow, price has done this. All right. So if this lower high is going to hold, being that price did not break this other high here, so that means we're expecting price to get into this zone and create a lower low. So if you go on a lower time frame now, like the 4 hours, we can now start looking for opportunity to sell in the market. All right. So on the 4 hours, we have this trend here. Check out what's going on in the 4 hours. We have the impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse. All right. So that is the trend on the 4 hours. So and then we already have a break of structure over here. So what we're expecting on the 4 hours in this coming week to continue the downtrend move would be to wait for price to enter into the zone. So this is a supply zone. All right. So what do? Just we wait for price to trade into the zone and then you look for sales. Okay, so that's a continuation of this particular trend here. So that's what I wait for on the 4 hours. All right. Is that clear, Mr. Desmond? Okay, Mr. Denigra, you're welcome. But so let's check out GBP JPY real quick. Let me know if my screen is big enough for you guys to see. Let's check out GBP JPY real quick. GBP JPY. Okay, so this GBP JPY. Remember, we also analyzed this pair, and then price has been responding at the zones that we analyzed. So let's just take it off and go back to the weekly. So on the weekly charts, what do we see on GBP JPY? It's not actually very clear, but we can see something here. Now check out the move on the weekly. Just to have a perspective, we have price is trending up on the weekly. All right, and this high is a tiny bit higher than this over here. And then this is the structure. So possible order flow shift on this guy. So possibly price wants to change from this uptrend to a downtrend. And what did price do? Price came down, price broke the structure, and is currently retracing. All right, it's retracing here. So what we are experiencing right now is price reacting at this extreme supply right here. So this is a setup for a change of trend. So we're expecting price to actually still come up. So price is responding to this supply. So we're expecting price to actually still come all the way down. So it's wise, based on this weekly analysis, it's wise to look for sell setups on GBP JPY. All right. So let's go back to the daily, okay, and see what price is telling us. Okay, so we are seeing the same thing. Okay, you can see price has been responding to this. All right, the last up move, the supply. All right, let's go to the 4 hours. So 4 hours. So this is also quite similar to what we are seeing on GBP JPY. So what I'm going to expect for price to do is to enter into the downtrend move, right? But how do I do that? So this is impulse correction. So for GBP JPY, I would wait actually, because this low here, this is a weak price. The body of the candle has not closed, did not close below the zone. You can see it. So I wouldn't consider this a break of structure yet. So I would expect price to still come all the way down, and the body of the bearish candle should close beneath this zone for me to consider it a lower low. And if that should happen, maybe at market open, if that should happen, just like GBP USD, I'll wait for price to retrace into the supply. Okay, and then I'll look for putting to sell into the zone. Then I'll sell it to continue the downtrend. Okay, is that clear, guys? Let me know if this analysis are making sense to you guys. So let's check out the next analysis is gold. It's a Desmond. Okay, let's check out Hawk Pips. Let me know. Do you want us to do to analyze Nasdaq? Okay, I remember you sent something. Okay, so let's check out gold real quick. Gold, and then after gold, we'll do UJ by. So gold. So gold is at a zone right now. So let's check out gold on the daily chart. So you can see gold, the order flow on gold is like a textbook order flow right now. You can see impulse correction. Okay, this is textbook, is a pro trend downtrend, right? So price is on a downtrend on gold. Over here, price already reacting at these zones. Remember last Sunday, if you remember, we said that we should expect a sell move in this zone, and the price is reacting exactly at that zone. So we should enter. Let's go to the 4 hour chart, and then if you've not entered maybe on a lower time frame, you can still take entries. So where should you look for entries right now? So on the 4 hour chart, let's look at what price is doing. You have impulse here. You have this, and then you have this. All right, so what I will do is I'll wait for price to break this zone. Hold on, give me a second. Let me quickly check out something. All right. So on gold, this is zone that I will use for me to know that price is. If I'm taking entry on the 4 hours, all right. Here's what I'll do, guys. I'll wait for price to do this. All right. Based on this order flow here, all right. This is the order flow. Hold on. We have impulse, this, this, and then price did this. All right. Now, for me to sell this guy, so price right now on gold is still very much on the 4 hours. Price is still very much bullish. Now, for all we know, all of this, all of this price action here might just be an avenue to induce people into the market, create liquidity, and then later grab liquidity. All right. So on the 4 hours, it's still not certain that we should buy yet until price changes from from bullish to bearish. You can see on the 4 hours on this move up, you can see price is still very much bullish. All right. So we need price to come down. If we want to sell this guy, we need price to what? Come all the way down. This move, come down. Once it comes down, you now wait for price to retrace into a supply zone and then you sell. But right now, market structure is still telling us that price is very much is very much bullish. All right. So the market can open in a few hours now, and then we see a strong move to the upside. You know how gold is now. Gold is very, very unpredictable most times. So most times when people analyze gold, it's really, really stabs them in the back. So that's why it's good to always wait for perfect market structure to align on these pairs. All right, so that's what I wait for because price might get here. And I want that the price might come here this coming week, and then we see price do this, come here, and then go up. So two possible scenarios on this guy. Okay, if we see alignment on this particular guy on this particular demand zone, right? So that would be the setup for the trend continuation for this uptrend on the 4 hours. Okay, or this move can actually, if we see a move down, that can be the move. So if you see a strong break, good. So that's a trend violation already on the 4 hour chart, right? So that means this bullish move is now weak. So when that happens, a lot of times price will retrace into a supply, and that supply is responsible for pushing price to create a lower low. All right. So I would personally still stay clear of this guy, except we go on a lower time frame. All right. So if you are somebody that you, so let me go on lower time frame for some people. Even though I don't trade on the, I don't look for entries on the 1 hour. I do on that. Okay, good. So over here, so let me just do this real quick. Good. So we have something here on the 1 hour. Good. So on the 1 hour, we can use this zone on the 1 hour. This zone over here. And as you can see, what the price already broke this zone. So right now, based on the 1 hour, the uptrend has been violated by this break here. All right. So this is the move that broke. So check it out. This is the move. So price came from here. So we can see this, something like this. And then we see this move, right? we can see this move, all right? And then the this, and this. Now, looking at this particular guy here, price definitely in this coming week on gold, if you are following the order flow on this 1 hour, this coming week, we are seeing price should retrace into a supply zone. But where are we going to see price retrace into? Now, if you look at the market structure here, you will see that this particular zone is a liquidity area in the market. Okay, this liquidity area. So there's a lot of pending orders here and also stop loss in this zone. Right. So if you are looking to sell here, if price retraces into this zone and then you're looking to sell, you most likely contribute to the liquidity that will be grabbed. So I will wait for liquidity to be grabbed first, and then I'll use this extreme here. All right. So that's what I'll do. I'll wait for price to retrace into 1719. Okay, that's like 1719. And then this is where I'll be looking to enter the market. Of course, you go on a lower time frame to get a very good risk to reward. Okay, so Mr. Desmond, this is what I'll do on gold. So what would I do? I'll just set my alert here so that when price gets into this zone, I'll know that I'm supposed to look for setups. All right. Is that Mr. Desmond? Okay, so let's do USD JPY, UJ, and then we'll do CAT-HF next. Okay, let's do JPY real quick. So let me take that off. USD JPY. So UJ is also a pair that I've been waiting on UJ actually. For some reason, price is not just getting into my point of interest. I've been waiting for this pair to align for about 3 weeks now. But check it out. When you look at USD JPY, this is the weekly chart on UJ. You see that price is constantly creating higher highs. Now, this is due to the strength of the dollar. Price is in an uptrend. All right. So ideally, it makes sense to only look for buy setups, right? But when you go to the daily chart, check out what price is doing on the daily. Okay, so this is the daily chart. Hold on, let me quickly go here. Okay, good. So when we go to daily charts, what do we see on the daily? Let me mark out the zones with a trend. So you can see price trending. Oops, sorry guys. Price trending up. You can see this. You can see this move. You can see this move here, and then price going all the way up here. Okay, so this is a daily now, and check this out. This high over here, so far so good. On this case, price did not what's it called? Price, the bottom of the candle did not close above this zone, and this is a structural point in the market. This is a higher low in the market, and then we can see a clear break of this zone. So what this is possibly telling us is a possible order flow shift for a little bit of retracement. So we might expect price to retrace into the zone and then come all the way down, right? So my expectation is that price should get into a supply zone at this top here, and then I'm looking for a bit of drop. So if I go to the 4 hours, so let's go to the 4 hours and then let's make it clear. Now on the 4 hours, it might be a bit clearer on the 4 hours. Check it out on the 4 hours. So price is trending up on the 4 hours. You can see this. All right. You can see this. And then price is doing this. All right. So these are structural higher lows in the market. This zone is at a higher low. This zone, right? And this zone. And what can we see? We can see price breaking these zones. All right. So this right here is a trend violation. And then we can also see liquidity that was grabbed here. And that liquidity grab would initiate a retracement into the supply that will inform a sell move. So where exactly are we looking to sell this guy? Okay, let me delete all of this real quick so it does not get clumsy. So this is the zone, this green candle, the last sell. Okay, this is a supply zone on the 4 hours where we're expecting price to sell. Now, for people on the mentorship platform will understand when I talk about refined supply. If you go to like a lower time frame, like a 15 minutes chart, okay, there is a zone here where we're expecting price to get to. Okay, so the best zone is the refined zone, and when price get into this zone, we're expecting a sell move. So what I would expect is on this guy, I would expect price to still come up into this zone here, okay, before I look for sales. As you can see, I've set my alert here. It's been like 3 weeks now, expecting price to enter this zone. If price should enter this zone on UJ, I'll start looking for a little bit of retracement. I might not entirely look for a swing move on UJ because the US dollar is still very, very strong. But of course, price tends to retrace into it. So I'll just use order flow. Maybe I'll wait for price to retrace into a demand zone. So I won't be holding it for the long term. But definitely, I believe that when price comes all the way into the zone, we're going to see a bit of reaction. Maybe price will come down into this demand right here. And if price comes into this demand zone, we might see a push up, possibly or not. All right. So why do I also think that price is going to drop? Because in this zone, you can see this sort of consolidation here. Okay, price has been, kind of ranging without a very clear path. Okay, price being on equilibrium. So there are a lot of people that have been stuck in this zone in the last many weeks now, the last 2 or 3 weeks now. There are people have been stuck here. So price is possibly going up now to grab liquidity, all right, and then to sell. So let me just show you how price has grabbed liquidity so far. Let me delete this. Now check out this move here. You can see this is some sort of higher high, equal highs here, liquidity here, people stop loss up or penny dollars are here. You can see as price went all the way up here, okay, it took out liquidity, this liquidity, and then pushed price all the way down. This down move as well took out liquidity here, this liquidity here. So took out liquidity and then that informed this up move. So a lot of people's orders, people were stuck into this zone, expecting price to sell. So price ultimately is still going on to grab liquidity. And when that liquidity is enough for them to grab, then they'll have enough volume to actually push price all the way down. So sometimes it takes a lot of patience to really follow the actual move of the smart money. Does that make sense to you? That is Mr. Shokwato Ewu and Mr. Richard. All right. So let's check out by Mr. Hafiz. Team Shunk, we already analyzed gold a few minutes ago. So you can watch the replay with the same link when this broadcast is done. Okay, Team Shunk. All right. So let's check out CAT CHF. That's by Mr. Hafiz Salami. Let's do CAT CHF real quick. I think I have this on my watch list as well. CAT CHF. So let's go to the monthly chart on CAT CHF to get perspective on the market. What is CAT CHF doing, guys? Let me zoom out a bit. All right, so CAT CHF price was creating a lower low retracement. So price is right now switching from an uptrend, from a downtrend to an uptrend. So let me just mark it out. So we can see price doing this. All right, and then this is higher, lower high, and then what did price do? Price broke the structure, so it's currently retracing into a flip zone. Now this is a monthly zone now, so price is in a zone, in a demand zone right now on the monthly, so waiting for a move that probably creates the higher high. So that's what I'm saying on the monthly on CAT CHF. So my buyers on CAT CHF will be to buy. So I'll be buying CAT CHF. So let me go to the weekly time frame and see exactly what is going on the weekly. All right. So on the weekly, what do we see? Let's mark out the market structure on the weekly. All right. I see price doing this, and then price doing this. Okay. So price right now is in a demand zone. That's on the weekly. So price in demand zone on the weekly over here. So it's best to look for buys here. So until price pretty much breaks this low, okay, I'm still looking for a buy. So let me go to the 4-hour chart. So what do we see on the 4-hour chart? So the structure of CAT CHF on 4 hours, let's align it. All right. Good. So we have this. It's quite confusing, but let us mark it out. We have this impulse correction, this, and then you have this little bit of structure here. Okay, and then we can see a lower low from here. So price has switched from downtrend. So this is higher low, lower high rather. That is telling us that price wants to change from this bearish move to bullish, and then we can see this very strong impulsive move over here. And when we have an impulse move like this, we are going to expect price to retrace into a demand. So the demand that I expect price to retrace into will be here, somewhere around this zone. So on CAT CHF on the 4-hour chart, personally, I would I would wait. I would wait for price to enter the zone. So when price comes into this zone, guess what? I'll look for opportunity to buy over here. Okay, because on the monthly, price is bullish on monthly. On the weekly, price is bullish because price is in a demand zone. Okay, and then on the 4 hours as well, market structure has told us that there is weakness in the bearish momentum. Price already broke areas of structure. So you wait for the retracement into this demand. And when this happens on your lower time frame, you start looking for buy setups. So what would I do? I'm going to come here and just simply set an alert. Okay. Oops, let me delete this. So I set my alert so that once price enters this zone, I'll be notified and then I know exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, it's as simple as that. All right. So which other pair? So let's check out BTC USD. This is by Mr. Stanley. BTC USD and give me a second. So let's check out Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, let's go to the weekly chart on Bitcoin. Okay. A lot of us know the future of Bitcoin already. Last week I told us that the best thing I can do right now on Bitcoin is to look for opportunity to sell Bitcoin. Okay. Once price gets to the supply level, look for avenues to sell. Okay. It is risky to buy Bitcoin right now, especially when you are day trading it. Okay. So let me delete all of this and then just start afresh on Bitcoin. This is the weekly chart on Bitcoin. As you can see, price is in a downtrend. Okay, so Bitcoin is in a validated and verified downtrend so far. All right. So, and a lot of us are asking, when will Bitcoin start trending up and then possibly reach an all-time high? We have to look at what drives the market. What drives the market is demand and supply. Okay, basic economics. The market can never operate outside demand and supply. Okay, either the forex market or the crypto market. If Bitcoin is going to reach all-time high, that means a lot of people globally has to start buying the Bitcoin. Okay, that's the only way that Bitcoin will rise. All right. So now looking at that and looking at supply zones in the market, this place is you know the nearest area of demand zone in the market. Okay, which is between 12,000 and 9,000. All right. So for us to see a very strong upward momentum on Bitcoin, we need to price needs to get into this zone, because at this zone, when price was at 9,000, that was 2020. That was when Bitcoin started, uh, when the bullish run started. That was during the pandemic, right? And then that was when a lot of people bought. Right? So for people to buy right now during that period and now, as you can see, a lot of people have sold their Bitcoin, including the whales, big banks, and some coins. They've sold their Bitcoin. Now they are looking to buy Bitcoin again, right? So people that know this market very well, they'll be looking to buy Bitcoin because you and I, we are praying to God that we would have trillions of dollars or billion dollars. Now, right now, we don't have what it takes to move the market. It's not you that move the market. It is the whales. That's people that can buy Bitcoin worth maybe like $10 million at once. Okay, that's a lot of money. And they'll buy when a lot of people are willing to sell. Now, where is the point in the market where people will be willing to sell? So let's say you buy your Bitcoin September 2020. You will not be willing to lose to let price go beyond the price that you bought it. All right. So if price should come all the way down here, you're willing to sell to people that are willing to buy because you don't want to run at a loss. Okay. So psychologically, this is the zone in the market where the whales, the people that have the money to buy Bitcoin, will be willing to buy from. All right. So for us to expect a bullish run, price needs to get to within $9,000 to $12,000. Okay, or even less. It might even be less. Who knows? Then that will create enough momentum to gradually move the market in an uptrend, and ultimately we can see a new all-time high. Now, I do not know when this is going to happen. I cannot tell you that price is going to get to all-time high in the next few months. I cannot guarantee you that. But definitely, okay, one way or the other, eventually it might take 3 to 5 years, but Bitcoin is still going to get to an all-time high. All right, take it from me. Because when a market crashes, okay, eventually it creates highs in the market. Check out what crude oil is doing right now. There's a point in time when crude oil was at the $0. Okay, so now prices, doing very, very well. Okay, so I'm looking for sales right now. Let me backtrack this a bit. Now, looking at this particular downtrend, this is break of structure here. Okay, so I expect price to come here first, and then we can see price. So two things can happen. Is either price does this from this place. Now we can expect price to come all the way up here and go all the way down. That is the first scenario that can happen. Or price comes here first, okay, and retraces into this point, comes like this, and then breaks and does this. So let me just talk in terms of people that want to do day trading on crypto, on Bitcoin. So let's go to the 4-hour chart. We know that there's weakness in the market already. Okay, so looking for sales in the market. So where would I look for sales? Okay, give me a second. Let me check out something. All right, good. Let me go to the daily just to spot a very good supply zone. All right. So price is currently reacting to a demand, or into a demand level here. So what I will like to, because right now price is kind of bullish on the 4 hour chart. So looking for sell opportunities might not be it right now. So if I'm looking for sales, I'd like to wait for price to possibly break this zone. If this break should happen, I wait for retracement into the supply zone that broke it, and then I look for move down. Let me go to the 1 hour real quick and see if we can see something. Okay, on the 1 hour, what do we see? Price, as you can see, price is still very much. So this is a bearish move on the 1 hour, and we can see that on the 1 hour we can see bearish structure changing to bullish. All right. So over here, if price should come back into this zone, so this can happen maybe in a few hours from now. So price can come into this zone, and then we can see a bit of um, increment in price. So price might get to about 19,600 to take our liquidity. Maybe price might get to almost 20K, and then we can see a move all the way down. So when price gets to 19,430, it might be a good time to start looking for short-term buys in the market, not long-term buys, because the momentum for demand is very, very weak. But price can still buy, but it will be a very, very short-term move when price gets here. So let me just prove that here. So this will be a zone that we can look for short-term buys, maybe here. Okay, so easy 1 to 5 there. Is that clear, Mr. Stanley, my boss? Okay. All pips. So let's do Nasdaq real quick. Uh, Nas 100. Let's do Nas. Okay. So what do we have on Nas? Let's go to the monthly. So Nas is in a downtrend. Let's go to the weekly chart. Weekly, you can see the market structure on the weekly. All right, can see this happened. This was supposed to, then this happened. Price has changed back to bearish. So what I'll wait for now is I'm gonna wait for price to retrace into this zone. This is a supply zone over here. All right, so as price comes into this zone, I look for buy opportunities in the market. So let's go to daily chart real quick and see what's going on the daily. All right, so on the daily, we have this happening on daily, price trending down on daily. You can see this, you can see this, you can see this. So let me make this big out for you guys. So as you can see right now on the daily, we have seen price possibly a change in order flow from bearish to bullish. You can see price breaking this um, lower high here. This particular candle, the body of the candle closed above the zone. So this has been violated. And then right now we are seeing price retracing into a demand. Okay, so price right now is in a demand zone. So this is a zone where we can look for buys into the market. Remember what we saw on the weekly that we're expecting price to go all the way up into the zone. Now, on the daily, right now, we are seeing some form of confirmation that there's a weakness in this bearish move. and the price wants to switch to bullish. All right. So price is in a demand level. So if you go to the 4-hour chart, you can look for opportunities to look for buys. Okay. So likewise, so if we want to refine this, you wait for price to come down into the zone. Okay. So you can wait for price to come down a bit. Price is already in the zone actually. It has tapped into it. Okay, but maybe you want it to come down to the middle a bit. So if price comes down to this middle, then look for buys. All right. So you're already in the zone where you can look for buys. Okay. But if you buy as price is like this, I think that you might get induced and you might get stopped out a whole lot. So let price still come down a bit. When that happens, you look for buy setup. Let me go to the 1-hour chart. All right, good. So let price still come down a bit. Maybe price should come down to like 10,939 before you look for setup. Maybe somewhere around here. Somewhere around here before you look for entries. Okay, up pips. Exactly, up pips. So I wouldn't look for buys yet. I wait for price to still come down into the zone a bit. And when that happens, or if that happens, okay, we would have a long ride up. Okay, so there's massive buy potential in this zone. All right. So that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. Okay, so which other pair I want you looked at? So Oyindasola Daniel, you said we should look at GBP and USD. I think you did not start with us. We already checked out. I think we checked out both of those pairs, right? Let me know. We checked out. So which other pairs? So I'm not sure we did Euro USD, but Euro USD has to be similar to GBP USD. I'm very certain that we did GBP USD. Okay. So let me just quickly check out Euro USD real quick. Let me go back to my currency pairs here. Remember our analysis for Euro USD last week, if you can remember, we said that price was going to react at this point last Sunday. Okay, remember, and then exactly price has been doing that. So we are still very much looking for sales in this market. So if you go to 4-hour chart, where can we look for sales? Okay, so price is already giving us this market structure here. So let me just mark it out so you can see this impulse correction. Will I say this is an impulse or just take all of this? Give me a second. Let me check out something. Price broken this. Yes. All right. So here's what I'll do. So this is an impulsive move. And then possibly, okay, my expect price to retrace into this supply here over here. And once if that happens, we're looking for sell. It's a different analysis that we did on GBP USD, because on Euro USD, this particular zone over here is quite tricky, to be very honest with you. It's quite tricky. So I'll wait for something very, very clear. Okay, so something that is very clear to me will be to wait. Will be to wait for price to retrace properly into the zone. And if that happens, I'll look for opportunity to sell in this zone. So that's what I'll do. We can get confirmations for this. If you go to lower time frame, so this is the 1-hour chart. So this is a low 1 hour chart. And on the 1 hour chart, what do we see? Market structure. You can see this, okay? To be clear on the 1 hour, this, this, this. All right. So price retraced here, and then we have something like this. So we are seeing some form of weakness already here, and that weakness is creating some form of liquidity over here. Now, this is liquidity that can be grabbed. Okay, so that means already there are a lot of orders here. You know, a lot of people sold EU, sold GU last week. So some people are still actually holding their positions over here. So this might be liquidity that the smart money might want to target. All right, because I'm seeing rejection kind of here. So if price should break this zone on EU, if price should break this zone on EU, give me a second. Yeah. If price should break that zone on EU, if price should come up and break this zone, okay, we are going to see a retracement into somewhere here, and then price will retrace into the zone. Okay, so a lot is going to happen this week on EU and Gbp USD. So as the market play out, we will know exactly what price is trading, because right now I can't really see any setup right now because price already reacted. This is a supply zone already. If you take its whole range, price has already reacted um, in this supply zone, and then price did this. Except we are going to see something. Sorry. Except this week we will see something that looks like this. So we have seen this. Price has done this. Except this week we see something that price will push into the middle of the zone. Now, if price should come here, okay, this is a refined supply over here that price has not got into. Okay, so price might come into this refined zone over here, and then if this zone should hold, that means it is not breaking this high. So that means there's a lot of vested interest here. So if this zone should hold, this would be an opportunity to actually break this zone and create a lower low. All right. So this place might also be an opportunity to look for sales in the market, but be very, very wary. Be very, very wary because this zone is there's liquidity here. This is a possible inducement that can be grabbed. All right. So if you would take entry here, I recommend that you lower your risk. Okay. Don't be very, very aggressive if you're looking for sell entry here. Papilo, is that there? So that's what I'll do. Yes, yes, we didn't do. We just did it now. Okay, so I think I've analyzed all the pairs that you sent so far. Let me know if you have any other questions, guys. Yes, I forgot. Now, I always like to do this. There's something scrolling on your screen right now. If you want to learn, get expert um, training and mentorship on how to trade profitably in the market, you want to be a part of the mentorship program. Now, in the program, you have one-on-one access to me. As from next week, this coming week, everybody will be given access in the program, access to personal time with me, pretty much on a weekly basis, one-on-one, where I hold you by the hand and clarify some concepts with you. We will also be doing 3 times a week analysis, just like this. So every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, right, we'll be jumping live in the market to analyze the market together. All right. We also have a trade ideas and setups group, right, where I post my trade setups for the week and do some market commentaries. We also have a trading chat room where you can ask your questions or contribute, right? So it's a whole mentorship platform geared at helping you master this skill set so that you can become profitable and make money on a consistent basis, right? So this learning program, so click on the link right now, and then what are you going to do? You see a page for you to make payment. It's just $100 to be a part of the mentorship platform. So feel free to do that. I recommend it to you guys highly. I believe that it is going to change the game for you. All right. So, any more questions, guys, before we call it a night? Any more questions? Any more questions? Observations? Clarifications? We've been here for an hour and 14 minutes thereabout. Okay. Let me know if you have gotten value so far. Type in value in the chat box. If you learned something today, type in value in the chat box. Type in value in the chat box. Okay. If what we are doing so far has made sense, you type in value in the chat box. Okay, I already see Mr. Desmond, Mr. Stanley. Okay. Desmond. Okay, awesome. Okay, Mr. Fizz. Agnes, send me a message tomorrow. Let's do a follow-up so far. Mr. Olalayika, you're welcome, sir. Mr. Thank God, you're welcome. All right, guys. So let me pull down my screen and just do. Let's do this. Okay, guys. So thank you for being a part of this Sunday Source sessions. It means a lot to me because you guys keep showing up week after week. It means that you find value in this thing. Someone asked me a question. Let me read it out real quick. This is by Uppitch. He said, "You said somewhere during the analysis that you don't take entries on 1 hour. Why is that so? Just curious." Okay, so the way I trade, I broke it down into a mechanical trading system, okay, whereby I trade when I analyze on a higher time frame. I look at, for example, I look at the 4 hour time frame, I look at the 15 minutes time frame, and then I take entry on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, so I only deal with the 4 hours, 15 minutes, and the 1 minute. So that helps me know exactly what I'm looking at in a particular trading day. So that's just my own trading system. Yours might not necessarily be like that. You might want to look at the 1 hour. Okay, so I'm not saying the 1 hour is not very, very good. So everything that you use is based on how you've customized your own trading system. Okay, so 1 hour is very, very good. So I know somebody trading on the 1 hour and is doing remarkably well. Okay, exactly. Up pips. So the time frame that you choose to use depends on you. Okay, every strategy can work on different time frames. Okay, if it's a good strategy. But I like my system to be mechanical so that I know what I'm looking for in any particular day. So it just helps me. It's like a trading plan, so I know what I'm looking for. I'm not all over the place. Okay, I know my time frames. Okay, 4 hours, 15 minutes, and then I take entry on the 1 minute. So that's because I take entries based on scalping. So usually my stop loss is 2 pips to 4 pips max. Okay, because I start my analysis on the higher time frame. I look at a medium time frame, and then I take entry on a lower time frame. So that way, I'm very, very certain about what I'm doing. And because I'm taking entry on the 1 minute based on higher time frame story, my risk to reward is usually very, very solid. Okay, so I can risk 2 pips and make like 20 pips or make like 30 pips. That's like 1 to 10, 1 to 20 risk to reward. Okay, so that's the benefit of trading smart money concepts. Okay, so all of these you learn in the mentorship platform. All right, good. Papilo, welcome. Mr. Adenigba Bola. Thanks a lot, guys. All right, guys. So, in the absence of any more questions, I want to say a very big thank you to everybody here. I wish us all the very best this new trading week. Like I always say, take perfect setups only. If you see a setup that is not very, very clear to you, don't try and force setups. Okay, if it does not align with your trading plan, with your strategy, leave it. There are other setups that you can trade or other days that your setups will align. Okay, so do not contribute to liquidity, right? Rather, okay, be trade with the smart money people, and then you always be in the right most of the time. I recommend again that you learn supply and demand properly, join the mentorship program. If you are in this session right now and then you have been trading for over 2 years or over 3 years, and then you are still blowing account, okay, you need to be mentored. Okay, it's not there's no joy, there's no joy in blowing accounts anymore, not in this day and age, right? With the right mentorship, with the right information, you should be able to make money consistently. You can lose money, but ultimately you should win more trades than you are losing. Okay, so that's the goal. Someone is asking, Sola is asking, what time frame, which time frame do you take profit? All right, so I take profit based on order flow, based on market structure. So if I'm taking entries on the 1 minute chart, I use my 15 minutes as so I use a support a demand zone or a supply zone or a liquidity point in the market as my take profit. All right, so that's how I take my profit. Okay, guys. So let's have a remarkable trading week. God bless you all. I'll see you next Sunday. Have a fantastic week, guys. Cheers.